What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale cop or flop. Today we're going to be taking a look at the very exciting Blitzway 1/6 scale DeLorean from Back to the Future Part 2. Right off the bat, I just got to say, pricing wise, this one very much shocked me and I think shocked a lot of people. Blitzway came in way cheaper than expected based on all of the features that they have been touting and slowly showing us over the past month or so. This is only $999, and I know I use the term only loosely because obviously times are tough right now, but for $999 for the amount of features they're packing into this thing, for what I'm considering the ultimate 1/6 scale DeLorean, yeah, I think that's a very smart decision on their part. I think they're going to sell a crap ton of these, and once we start breaking down these features and kind of go over everything, if you haven't looked into it already, I think you'll understand where I'm coming from. But man, first impressions, this does look way better than the Hot Toys DeLorean that I have in my collection currently. And there's a few things to note right off the bat before you get down into the nitty-gritty of the details. Number one, this is larger in scale than the Hot Toys, I think by about an inch, which I think is putting it more in truer 1/6 scale, probably in proper 1/6 scale. We've seen them with their Ghostbusters Afterlife and 84 Ecto 1. Those were very much in scale, so I'm sure this is actually in the correct scale, unlike the Hot Toys one, which is really cool to see. Also, I noticed when comparing the weight between this DeLorean and the Hot Toys DeLorean, it's also about 10 pounds heavier packed weight. So that tells me that that die cast that you'll see mentioned in the description, these panels on the vehicle might actually be die cast, because it says die cast and then it says metal. So I don't know if that means there's die cast on the vehicle for like the panels, and then maybe there's some reinforcements in the axles and such that are metal. I'm not quite sure on that. I'm sure we'll get more details tomorrow when the pre-orders actually go live. But the body lines on this thing look incredible. Looking at the lighting on the front, the color tone looks correct. The flux bands on this one obviously do light up. You can see that here in this photo. You do have light up flux bands. Also, all those zip ties and everything that were missing from the Hot Toys DeLorean. A lot of people were buying those Mike Lane mod zip ties and everything. Those are present here on the DeLorean from Blitzway, which is great to see. I will say also, I think the tires, they used a PVC material for these, and I think they just look a bit more realistic. Also, with the Hot Toys one, obviously we had that issue with the light bleed above the tires when it was hover converted. You don't see that here. You don't really see much of the lighting, so I'm really hoping to see a good demonstration of that in the photos that hopefully show tomorrow with the pre-orders. One thing I did notice on the website that was kind of interesting to me was it mentioned that while it's in hover mode, the LEDs are blue. They're more of a warmer tone, so I'm not really sure why they're listed as blue. I hope that when we actually see the reveal of everything lit up and everything, because again, we do have limited photos, that they actually look how they're supposed to, and I'm confident that they will. It's just interesting they're listed as blue. Not sure why that's the case. Some of the really big features on this that kind of caught me off guard, again, for the pricing, what you're getting. The gull wing doors, they are activated by a magnetic sensor. So are the windows. We saw those power windows actually in those little teaser videos that they were showing. Another thing that is absolutely insanely cool and is just every kid's dream, there's actually a magnetic sensor in the base. When you place the DeLorean on the base, it actually hover converts with the built-in motors in it. And that is just incredibly cool. And I think all of us who are fans of this film are just totally nerding out over that, especially the experience that a lot of people had with the Hot Toys hover conversion. That was absolutely a nightmare. It was breaking on people with that first batch constantly. And just overall, it wasn't a good experience. So that is super cool. Jumping over to the next photo, though, again, just next level details here, especially in this rear end section. You can see some details that were left out on the Hot Toys version that I'm seeing here. I really do like what I'm seeing. Again, all of those zip ties that Hot Toys missed, just little details like that really add that realism. The interior is very impressive. You have a lot of different stuff going on here, a lot of moving parts. So the steering wheel is actually linked to both front wheels, which is awesome. The handbrake is movable. The gear stick is movable, which I know that was at least present with the Hot Toys version. The sun visors on the interior are movable as well. You have turn signal levers that actually activate an LED turn indicator, and they have sound, which is incredible. The brake pedal is actually linked to the rear brake lights. They really went out of their way and did their homework to make sure they made the most accurate and coolest representation of the 1/6 scale DeLorean possible, and I think this is amazing. All these little details and looking at that price tag of just under $1,000 before shipping, I really cannot believe it. You also do have engine startup sounds, so you do have sounds on this one, which is really cool. Also here, a minor detail that some people may not notice, you actually do have the correct spare tire. I think in the Hot Toys version, obviously they use that as like a battery cover, but it looked very cheap, and it also looked like the regular tires. It didn't look like the spare tire that it's supposed to look like. And you have the proper strap going across the tire to hold it in. This is very impressive. Again, a minor detail, one that a lot of people may not notice, but I think it looks awesome. Looking at the rear here at the thrusters, we had some issues with the Hot Toys version with lighting back there. It didn't look quite right. The light didn't kind of funnel out how it was supposed to. This looks awesome. It looks much better in my opinion. We're taking a look at the license plate back here, so I might as well mention, for a pre-order bonus, you do get 2 swap out license plates that you can actually put on the car, which again is a big upgrade over Hot Toys because Hot Toys got lazy with it and gave us a freaking sticker, and they didn't give us the options we deserve as collectors, so that's great to see. Also, back on the lighting, I really am very excited about the 9-volt capabilities because I think that's just going to add to that realism. Those lights are going to be brighter, they're going to be punchier, and we're going to be much closer to replicating that actual iconic vehicle from the film. So very, very exciting. Something I will mention, I think you will need an adapter for this. I know for $1,000 it doesn't come with an adapter, but for me, they're giving us such a great value here. It's whatever. I can go spend $20, $30, $40 on a good adapter and call it a day. Don't cheap out on that, guys. That's one thing you never want to do, especially when you get expensive stuff like this or cell phones. Always get a good adapter and a properly rated adapter. Don't cheap out on that. I know it's another expense on top, but trust me when I say you'll thank yourself later. You don't want to fry the electronics on this, so don't cheap out. Here's a nice iconic shot of it here. Just looking absolutely incredible. Again, guys, what an amazing announcement. I really, really want to see more. I'm kind of dying to see more. We're going to jump on over to the website, though, real quick to maybe touch on some things I didn't mention. Guys, I know there's so many different changes with this. I'm sure I didn't touch on everything. This is just kind of my reaction to seeing the price, seeing the value that we're being given here. And again, it's very exciting. I can already see something I didn't mention, and that's that the seats in the vehicle are actually real leather. And you can see that mentioned here on the website, real leather. That's very exciting. I know Jazz Inc. has been doing real leather on their stuff lately. Hot Toys obviously did sculpted plastic. It was fine, but again, just adding to that realism, it's cool to see. Scrolling through all the features here, this is all stuff I believe that I covered. You can see what I was talking about, blue LED lights for hover mode. I'm very, very curious about that. I hope that looks much better than the Hot Toys version. Very, very curious about that. Contents, you have your base, we mentioned that. You do get a magnetic stick for all of those sensor activations throughout the vehicle, the gull wing doors, all that stuff. That's what you use for that. You get the beer can, you get Biff's cane. Obviously, this is when Biff hijacked the DeLorean. You get the magazine. No banana, though. I'm surprised there's no banana. That would have been a cool accessory, but not necessarily needed. It's just cool extra stuff they're throwing in. This is something I want to kind of pay close attention to. I'll try to zoom in here so we can read it a little bit easier. So we do have some promotion specials, and these are kind of while supplies last. And guys, just to let you know, you can see it scrolling across the top here, 6 p.m. PST, tomorrow, March 20th. This goes live for pre-order directly through Blitzway, and I imagine Big Bad Toy Store and anyone else that's going to carry it. But these are limited during the promotional period while supplies last, these promo specials. If you're a big fan like I am, you're going to want this stuff. You get a hoverboard, which is equipped with that magnetic sensor technology. I guess that's how you make it hover, which is super cool. As I mentioned earlier, you get a titanium license plate, which is attachable to the vehicle, and you get the iconic, my favorite, the Out of Time license plate, which is also attachable to the vehicle. Super cool. Love those options. I don't think there's anything else really listed here that's of note, but yeah, shipping details. They mentioned Q4 2025. I imagine they might be a little bit later in that because I think this is going to sell extremely well. So I think they're going to have a lot of DeLoreans to make. Maybe they'll make some early on. I'm not sure. But yeah, a lot of really, really exciting stuff here. And if you think I'm joking about the price, there it is, guys, $999. Of course, you will have to pay shipping as well. I'm not too sure. I've never actually bought directly from Blitzway. I imagine the shipping, if I had to throw out a random guess based on what I've paid for like Jazz Inc. stuff, I would say anywhere from $100 to $200. I don't know. That's just a random guess, but That's my thought on it. I think it's going to be probably in the $1,200 range when it's all said and done with shipping and everything. But again, very, very doable. I think a very solid price point. Blitzway kind of came out swinging harder than we could have ever expected. And I think Blitzway is back. I think they're very much back. And I think this is going to be the road to waiting for the Ghostbusters 4-pack as well. That's going to be very exciting. That'll be the next big thing from them. The boys, they're doing boys figures as well. So what a great announcement from Blitzway. I'm very excited, again, tomorrow to see everything and how everything works. I'm sure there's going to be videos of the conversion and everything, at least I would hope, if they want people to spend their money on it. Again, tomorrow, 6 p.m. PST. I think for me, that's 9 p.m. EST. I will be pre-ordering this right when it goes up. I will be letting go of my Hot Toys version for this one. I don't have the room or the want to keep what I now believe to be an inferior vehicle, of course, without seeing this one in hand, but just having trust in the company for other products I own from them. I think this is going to be a home run. The only thing I'm worried about, of course, is all those different motor magnetic functions, how they work and everything. So we'll see more of that tomorrow. But beautiful looking vehicle. I cannot wait to see this thing in action. Guys, let me know what you think of this vehicle in the comments down below. Were you also surprised by the price? Are you going to be picking this one up? Do you currently have the Hot Toys one? Are you ditching it? Again, if you guys own the Hot Toys one, I'm not trying to crap on you because I own it too, but this is just way better. This is exactly what we wanted. This is what everybody was modding their Hot Toys DeLorean to get close to. And at first, I was a little worried that there was no reason for Blitzway to do the Part 2 version again. I wanted the Part 1 version. But now that I'm seeing this, they made the absolute right decision. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. See ya.